Hello everyone, it is Briximus Prime back for another live stream unboxing, and this was slightly delayed because the camera was giving me a bunch of trouble, and anyway, finally got this up and running, so we're all here doing the live stream. I've got two packages. I've got one right here. It is cracked open a little bit because I wanted to double check and make sure it was what it was that was inside. And then I've got this Amazon box. So 2 boxes to open, and I will tell you they are Transformers related. Got the hiccups. I'm gonna grab some water. All right. Okay. So yeah. First off, I did want to make it clear. Thank you all for the support that you've shown on my most recent review, the Core Class Nemesis Prime from Legacy Evolution. I was not anticipating that review to blow up as much as it did because a lot of my reviews recently have been kind of doing okay. Some of them haven't really been performing as high as I was hoping to, and then all of a sudden this one just went skyrocketed in views, and my analytics went up and started lighting up green, and just like everything's been going really well for that review in particular. So I'm glad that I got some good responses from that one, and I'm working hard on some more reviews to get through this week. And again, like I said before, I do have to cut back because I used to upload at least like 3 to 2 times a week, and it's now been reduced to more around 2 to once a week, more so leaning on the once a week side. So 1, apologies for that, and 2, I'm gonna try to make it a little bit more of a I'm gonna try to make it a little bit more consistent for me to upload throughout the next coming weeks. But for now, I'm still having to cut back a little bit on a lot of my things that I'm uploading. So for now, that's really what I'm that's kind of the situation I'm in right now. Sup Optination review. How are you? I'm doing pretty good. But yeah, my next review, again, I'm reducing the amount of reviews that of non-Transformer reviews, but I'm still going to sprinkle them in here and there. I'm going to up the amount of Transformer reviews that I'm doing because honestly, I'm kind of behind on Transformer reviews right now, so I need to pick up the pace on those. But I do have as my next review, because Mandalorian is relevant right now, the new season is out. I do have the Book of Boba Fett figure. He's going to be one of the people that I have. He's one of my next reviews that's going to be coming up soon. With the relevance of Mandalorian and Boba Fett, might as well be showing him off as a review. And then after him, we're going all in on some really big Transformers. And one of them might be one of the figures in these packages. So, because I do know what's in both of these. It's no mystery. I know what's in both of these. But yeah. Also, as mentioned before, it's become a bit of a tradition. At least when I do have them, I show off comic books that I've gotten, and I've only received 1 comic because I've been trying to reduce the amount of money that I've been spending, and comics is just one of those. But I did pick up the first issue of this new Cosmic Ghost Rider series, and it does feature Howard the Duck in there as well. So very interesting comic. I like the artwork on it. And also, I did also want to mention that Free Comic Book Day is coming up soon. It's going to be on the first Saturday in May, and I'm definitely going to be taking some time off of work, and I'm going to be roaming around trying to find free comic books, maybe even some cool, fun stuff to buy. So yeah, I'm excited for comic books and all kinds of stuff that's going to be coming up this year, especially for Free Comic Book Day. I always love attending Free Comic Book Day. I am great. What's popping? Utah is going to be April 14th to April 16th. I'm one of their biggest sponsors. It will be at the shop at Southtown Mall. Oh, Poppin', Utah is going to be April 14th to the 16th. Isn't that the Popping Utah? Is that going to be Southtown Mall? Is that in Provo? Isn't that Provo Mall? Is what you're talking about? Because if so, I might try to join in. Depends on what my work schedule looks like. But so far they've been cutting back on my hours for work, so it's been both good and bad because one, it means I'm getting paid less, but two, it means I have more time on my hands. So, like for example, oh, Sandy Mall. Okay, the one in Sandy. Yeah, no, I don't. Sadly, I'm never able to go up to Sandy as often as I'd like to. But maybe I'll try to swing by one of those days, depending on, like I said, what my work schedule looks like. Even though they have been cutting back on hours and it does make me earn less money, it has been letting me have more time on my hands to be doing everything I need to. Because right now I'm balancing school and I'm balancing work and YouTube and school assignments that are outside of school time and then just interacting with people. like so it's like the fact that I am getting reduced hours and also I'm not taking very many classes and also the end of classes are coming up soon, so I also need to put a lot of focus on that too. But point is, I'm excited that I am able to I'm excited that I'll be able to start picking up on the amount of Transformer reviews that I'll be doing, which one of my next review after the Boba Fett is going to be on I was debating between it's either going to be between Skyquake. I think it might just end up being Skyquake, but I think I have Skyquake here, and then I also have the Studio Series. I also have the Studio Series. Like the next Legacy review I'm doing is Skyquake, but I'm also throwing Studio Series into the mix. It's either going to be Air Razor or Freezer or something. I don't know, but I want to get some Studio Series and some Legacy, kind of even it out, and then we'll throw in another review that's not Transformers. But anyway, also I'm trying to pattern up the time of this of me talking just so I can have enough time to talk about this. But I guess we can at least start opening the first box since I've already kind of got it halfway opened. This one's kind of the finale of the whole live stream, but this is the package I ordered off of eBay. It's a figure that I missed out on that I haven't really had the chance. I had chances to get this again a couple times, but I just kept on going like, oh, maybe not, maybe not. But anyway, the point is, I finally got it. It finally showed up. Someone was selling it for a good price on eBay. Decided to buy it. Definitely need to catch up on reviews. I haven't done a review for a very long time. Other than TFCon LA Devastator, I did. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna catch up, but I'm sure mine's not as late as yours are. But anyway, the package here, it's packed pretty well. This cardboard box has been dinged up, but thankfully they packed it very well. Looks perfect. Yeah, this is a figure that I missed out on, and I regret not buying it when I've had the chance. I've had multiple chances to buy it, just never bought it. But when I really should have, because I did regret it later. But this is the Studio Series. Well, it's the Buzzworthy Bumblebee Studio Series World War II Bumblebee. I missed out on that original release of the World War II Bumblebee, and again, I liked the concept of the World War II Bumblebee. It's just I didn't buy it initially because it was a figure that was. I didn't initially buy it because it was a figure that had so much kibble on it. It had so much kibble and baggage on his back, but over the years, I was starting to be like, man, I really wish I bought that when I had the chance because I saw this guy going up on like Amazon for like $60, but like, and there were a couple of eBay listings that were less than that, but thankfully I only paid like, I think it was like 28 for this guy. And again, that's pretty good considering that like I've seen him go for like 50. So I am happy that I was able to get the World War II Bumblebee before he went up in price too much, because I do like learning about World War II and a lot of the history behind it, and Transformers during World War II just sounds like an amazing concept. So I finally got the World War II Bumblebee, and again, some people were selling the original release, but for some reason the Buzzworthy Bumblebee re-release was cheaper to get, so I was just like, all right, I'll just buy that then. But yeah, very nice figure here. I'm happy that I finally got him. Hi, Firewall. I'm doing pretty good. Let's open up the Bumblebee here. Oh, yeah, and also this backdrop, the Nazi backdrop where it's got the Nazi, what do they call it? Bumblebee infiltrates an enemy stronghold, unleashing the war machine within. Enemy stronghold. Yeah, it's Nazis. World War II flashback. Big screen. Oh, anyway, I don't have this backdrop. I have a lot of different cardboard backdrops from the Studio series, but this is actually one that I do not have a single version of, so I'm kind of glad that it's a new backdrop that I'm able to use for pictures and such. Yeah, this one, the World War II fighting scene in Berlin, I guess, is where this is. Yeah, I'm happy about that. A new backdrop to add to my collection. Whenever I try to make sure that I have at least one of each backdrop that exists in the Studio series, so I think it's kind of redundant to have more of the exact same backdrop. I just throw them away. I just throw away the ones that are the exact same thing. But thankfully, the World War II Bumblebee, it's only ever been included with World War II Bumblebee and the World War II Hot Rod, which I do want to get the World War II Hot Rod. I don't want to review the Bumblebee until I get the Hot Rod. I want to do a double review between them both. Just have both Hot Rod and Bumblebee together in one video. And they do share the same backdrop, so I'll just end up throwing away one of the two. Have you seen all the TF reveals? Yes, I have seen all the new Transformer reveals. I was actually thinking about going over them after I open up the packages. But yeah, I did see them, and I think there's a lot of really good stuff that Hasbro showed off today. My only problem is I'm not a big fan of just how many times they've reused that freaking Junkion mold already. They've already reused the freaking Junkion mold for, well, one, there was the Junkion, then two, we had the other one where it was the what's his face? He was orange, green, and blue. What was he called? Holler or something. Anyway, we're going to repaint in that guy, and then now it's this female character who I do not care about. She's in like Overlord colors, but I honestly just don't care. I just do not care. But hey, at least it's one less figure that I don't have to spend money on, right? I mean, that money that would go toward buying that figure can just go towards something else. Maybe not even buying another figure. It's just money that I just don't have to spend. That's the point. There's a rubber band on this World War II Bumblebee that is getting really annoying. Come on, you prick. How the... Cut that. Get this out of here. Get out of here. There he is, World War II Bumblebee. Yeah, he is pretty kibbly. He is as kibbly as people say, but I still think this figure has its charm to it. And again, I was willing to pay this much for this figure despite the kibble, because I still feel like the concept of World War II Transformers is still cool enough. So here's my other hot take. I kind of don't like the Nemesis, the version of the Nemesis they went with. It's not that it's a female. Honestly, I could care less about what its gender is. Who really gives a shiz? But the part that I'm mad at is that I get that the Nemesis, the way how the ship is designed, it's just the figure looks too skinny. It looks way too skinny to be a... Like, for how much money they're now charging for Titan class figures, $200, I mind you, that figure just doesn't look substantial enough for the price they're asking. Like, it looks too skinny, too thin, where, like, if you look at the Ark and, like, Scorponok and the freaking Omega Sentinel that they're releasing, they're, like, big, chunky, hefty, weighty pieces of plastic. This figure doesn't really look like, it looks like a toothpick. Like, it's so thin. Like, I get the slim design is more feminine, but, like, if you're charging us $200, you could at least throw in some extra accessories, maybe throw in a bonus little figure like you did with the Ark. Maybe there will be one, because, again, this was a prototype, so there might be some more information about it as we go on. But Point is, I'm not sold on it quite yet. I'm still on the fence about the Nemesis, but for now, I think it does look nice. I just do not like the price that is on it. Then again, I could say that about all Titan class figures, because Titan class figures are not what they used to be, at least in terms of pricing. Bumblebee's got his little machine gun, like Gatling gun pistol, where it's got like multiple barrels. Come on. There we go. Focus on that gun. And then he's also got his hammer from the last night. Happy with that. That looks good. Take World War II Bumblebee, stick those in his arms. By the way, I will say this, even though the Bumblebee is pretty kibbly, I will say this. All his joints are nice and tight, though. Like, nothing feels like it's going to fall apart. Nothing feels like he feels good. It's a good feeling for the figure. Shoulders are all good. He has like a slight, does this tab in? I think that tabs in. Hang on, I want to try this. Is that supposed to... I think that's supposed to slide right on in. I think this thing's supposed to tab in, but it won't tab in. It refuses to tab in. That's weird. Well, anyway, World War II Bumblebee. I like how he looks. Of course, he's kibbly, but at least he poses well. Like, at least he actually has some decent articulation. Could have used maybe some ankle pivot, but again, I still like him. It's the robot mode itself, the way how it looks, and just the concept of the World War II Transformers carries the figure. Like, what it doesn't have in robot mode features, it makes up for in the actual concept of the robot mode itself. Does that make sense? But there he is. I like him. He's got a charm to him. Plus, it's always nice to see a Bumblebee that's not in yellow. Like a Bumblebee in this militaristic green. It's really unique to see. Yeah, I'll just set him down over there. Hopefully he doesn't fall over due to all his kibble on his back. But yeah. I don't really see a problem with them reusing the Junkion mold. It's more generic bots for the shelves, and sometimes you need them. Yeah, but I still don't care. I still do not care. To be fair, the Nemesis ship really is just a pointy cylinder with some wings, so there really isn't enough plastic to make a chunkier robot. I understand that, but they still could include extra stuff to make the price worth it. Everything is going up in price. Not even McFarlane can keep his prices at only $20 anymore. Beachcomber looks good. I'll bet he's a very easy design to translate into plastic. DevCon, I'm kind of iffy about. Amber Prime misses a lot of deco that's needed. Yeah, hang on. Where's my phone? I cannot find my phone anywhere. I put it down, and now I'm like... I didn't put it down like over here, did it? No, not over there. I don't know where I put my phone down. I had all the pictures on my phone so I could show them off on stream, and now I like put my phone down, and I can't find it anywhere. Can't figure out where I put my phone down. Hang on. I didn't put it like... I didn't leave it in my closet, did I? No. I don't know where I put my phone, but I was going to show off the pictures, but whatever. Point is, I do love how Armada Megatron looks here. Actually, you know what? Let me just pull it up on Hasbro Pulse. Let me just do that. Or actually, let's go to Big Bad Toy Store. Big Bad Toy Store, Transformers. There they are, right up front and center. Okay, now let me pull up screen share. Okay, here we are. I did take a look at Dirge. I did pre-order Dirge. I'm happy that they're finally reissuing the Coneheads that were really hard to get a hold of. I'm happy that the Coneheads here are getting reissued, especially Dirge here. I think Dirge is a good place to start because he was in that 2-pack that was really, really hard to get. So Hopefully they have more guys later on. I did just notice now he has that like screaming face. That is a little annoying, but honestly, I don't really mind it. Also, one of my complaints on the Earthrise Starscream is that he looked too like chunky, I guess. But I feel like I feel like the look of a chunky Seeker looks better on the Coneheads, because if you think about it, the Coneheads really were like the muscle of the Seekers. They really were kind of the more bulkier Seekers. So I don't really mind this kind of body being used for them. It's just for Starscream and like Thundercracker and Skywarp where I kind of draw the line. But overall, I think he looks fine. And then we've got the Nemesis Leo Prime here, or Amber Prime, Amber Leo Prime, whatever you want to call him. I'm happy with how he looks. I feel like they should have maybe added a Predacon symbol instead of a Maximal logo right there on the chest, but hey, I'm still happy with him. He looks good. I do feel like he is missing some deco, because he does, especially here in the torso, like, he really is just gray and black. Maybe it'll look better in person, maybe, but as he looks in these promotional images, he looks kind of plain. So, like, I'm hoping that he looks better in person. Maybe they could have thrown in more of the blue, maybe thrown in some purple. I don't know. I feel like he's lacking in color separation. Also, his eyes are kind of unsettling. I can't be the only one who thinks that. These eyes do look a little weird, am I right? Like, I'm not the only one who sees that. But anyway, there's the Amber Prime. And then, like I said, Armada Leader Class Megatron looks absolutely phenomenal. Like, he literally looks like he just got ripped right out of the cartoon. And a lot of his features look like they were literally ripped right off the toy and just slapped onto this thing. It's basically just the Armada toy, just he's been given a little bit more bells and whistles in terms of his articulation. I don't really care for the gimmick where the little turret moves around, and I don't really care. Like, even though that is a main attack that he used in the show, I don't really like how it looks. But hey, his tank mode looks brilliant, though. I like how this looks. It's got all the barrels and all this like militaristic. And again, the militaristic colors work well, even though there's all these bright, vibrant colors on it. It's a really good tank former. And yeah, this guy will definitely pair well with the finally officially announced, the Legacy Commander class Optimus Prime. And then coming down to the deluxes, this is the Axle Grease, the female Junkion. I honestly don't care. Like, I do think it looks good. Like, I like how the torso looks and the head, and the colors look good. It's just, this is a character. It's just a generic bot, which means I don't really have any. I don't really have a desire to buy this. Like, I legitimately do not care. Like, I just don't care. I did just notice now she has these newer gun parts here. Are those new? Because I don't remember Scraphook having those. It's like these little engine block gun parts. That's interesting. Oh yeah, you can see they did retool a little bit of this top half. All that. Basically everything down here. Well, actually, no. The front, the toes there are also different. This part's reused, that's reused, the tires are reused, this front part right here is reused, but the engine block, the toes, this top half, this back half right here, that's all brand new parts. So, like, there's actually more to this figure than I initially thought, but I still just don't care. Like, I just don't have a desire for a female Junkion Decepticon character. Like, I just don't really care. But that's just me personally. I'm not saying it's a bad figure. Any reason I could give to not buy a figure, I'm all for it. Anyway, here's DevCon. I actually remember watching this guy in the original 80s cartoon, wondering why he never had a toy. Like, I actually remember watching the 80s cartoon when I was younger, and I remember this guy very fondly, the Autobot Bounty Hunter. I think they ran into him in like a... I remember distinctly the Autobots ran into him in like a bar or something. Like, they were inside of like a Mos Eisley cantina looking place, like in Star Wars. And after they came in and they sat down in a chair, and some of these guys were like giving him a bunch of aliens were like, oh, it's Cybertronians, whatever. This guy came in and was like, hey, back off, pal. Like, I remember DevCon very specifically from that scene, but I don't really remember too much else about him. But he looks great. I didn't realize this guy. If they didn't tell me that this guy was retooled from Blur, I never would have guessed it. Like, I never would have figured that out until like maybe later. But he doesn't look like anything like Blur. It's kind of like Metalhawk, how they're like, oh, he's reused from Cyclonus, but like when you look at the two, they look so different from each other, except for like very minor differences. Beachcomber here looks great. I do still love my little Legends Class 1 from, was it Power of the Primes, Titan's Return, whichever one it was, the little Legends Class 1. I'm still happy with that figure, but part of me does want to get this deluxe class over the legacy one just because it's a little bigger. He has little bits of extra articulation. But again, it's like, and he does have his little bird. He has his little bird friend. But like, I still am just like, I still like how the Legends Class 1, like, honestly, the Legends Class 1 actually doesn't look that much different from this one. Not drastically. Doesn't look too drastically different, but also, I'm not a big fan of the gimmick of having the gun be the grill, because they did that on Crankcase, and I'm not a big There we go. Hi. Hi, what the heck just happened? My freaking internet, like, just crashed or whatever, and it, like, restarted my entire computer. No. Come on. There we go. Beachcomber looks good. He's all very easy design to translate. Oh yeah, I did that. I think Megatron weird, like they're very skinny and too far apart from the body. I think they're just a little too skinny. Ember Prime did have a maximal logo, so that's accurate. Stream froze. Can you hear me all right? Breaking up? Well, let me look at my internet connection. What the heck? It says I'm connected. It's weird. Is it good now? Is it good now? How does it sound? Here, let me do a mic check. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Does that sound better? Does that sound better? Anyway, that was weird. That was freaking weird. Why did it freaking do that on me? But anyway, I already looked over all the figures that I wanted to look over, but That was really weird. I've never had that happen before. Okay, well, anyway, let's just get into the next package. Any guesses as to what's in here, Firewall? Got any good guesses? Any juicy guesses as to what's in here? I kind of teased it a little bit in the title of the live stream. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe this is actually here in my hands. Holy crap. Oh, get out of here. Oh, the box actually feels heavy. Like, I wasn't anticipating it to feel this heavy. This is the Transformers Rise of the Beasts Studio Series Leader Class Scourge. Oh, heck yes. Look at that. Yeah, like, he's such a skinny figure, but, like, the box actually feels kind of heavy, like Fallen heavy. Like, I thought the same thing was going to happen with the Fallen. I thought because he looked all skinny and gangly, he wouldn't be as heavy, but, like, yeah, I'm getting this guy right out of the box, like, right now. Like, I'm not wasting any time. Let's get it open. Come on. Yeah, I do see the Optimus forehead thing that people are talking about. Honestly, I kind of don't want this to be Optimus. Like, I kind of don't want it to be Optimus. I don't want that to be the case. Like, I understand where it's coming from, but, like, I just part of me just doesn't want it to be true. Just because it's like, I want to get away from the Bay films. I want the new redone movies to just get away from the Bay films. Like, come on. Scourge and the Terracons face off against the Autobots in a battle for the Transwarp Key. That's what it says here on the back. I mean, like, there is enough evidence that this guy is Prime, I guess, but I just don't want it to be true. Oh my gosh. This guy looks a lot bigger than I thought. Wow, this is actually bigger than I thought. Look at that. So there's Scourge. His head looks good. Very nice. Ooh, light piping. He has orange light piping. Heck yes. Ooh. Yeah, he's actually... Here, let me bring in Skyquake. Another recent leader class. So here's Skyquake, right? Here's Skyquake. And then here is Scourge next to Skyquake. So you can kind of get a good leader class size comparison here. As you can see, he's actually he's chunkier and taller than I thought he was going to be, because all the promotional images kept making this guy look smaller than he actually was. It's kind of hard to explain. Also, I just realized I just got a notification on the laptop that my battery's running low. Let me plug that in. There we go. Okay. All right. Battery's saved. I've got nothing. I've kind of been out of the TF loop for a while. Scourge is a leader. I thought it was a Voyager. Yeah, he's a leader class. He's a big chunky leader class, and he's actually, again, like I said, he's actually bigger than I thought he'd be. Like, he's actually a good leader size, despite, you know, him looking kind of, what's the word? He does look kind of skinny and gangly, like something that wouldn't really work for a leader size, but they actually made him quite big. Like, he's actually a lot bigger than I thought he'd be. Are you... Come on. Get out of the box! Make with the box! Does anyone get that reference? There's some rubber bands right there I need to get rid of. What is it with rubber bands and annoying me today? Oh my gosh. Freaking rip this cardboard open. Get this guy out of there. Ah, there we go. He has a good weight to him. I will also say that he feels weighty. Hang on, how does it look on the back? His shoulders are kind of weird. They're kind of weird. What the heck? Oh, there we go. There we go. Haha. Success. And then he has, oh, his elbow's right there. He's got his big old claw hand here. It's a slightly rubbery material on his claw. It's not like, how do I describe it? It's like hard plastic, but it's like a softer, like, his claw is, the fingers on the claw are made up of the same material as, like, it feels like the wings on the dragon Megatron. It feels like that, where it's not really like rubbery plastic, but it's also not hard plastic either. It's like just slightly pliable. Yeah, he's got light, bright orange light piping, nice fiery light piping. And then he's got his arm on this side with opening fingers. Very nice to have some posable fingers with this guy. He has long fingers. Holy crap. I just got to look at his fingers. Here's his blade. And his blade is built in. I thought that was cool, how his blade is, like, built into his arm. And it, like, moves up and then... Or wait, no. It moves up and then up like this. Like that. I think that's cool. He's able to hold his sword. It's like his sword is always equipped. Oh, look at that. His arm untabs, and he has a slight butterfly joint. That's cool. He has posability in both his neck and the top of the head, so he has like a really wide range of head posability. That's cool. And again, I like the silver in his face. Gives him some nice highlights on that mask. Come on, focus for me, camera. Focus. There we go. That looks great. I love how that looks. And then he has tight joints. Surprisingly, no ratchets on this guy, but like he's surprisingly got some nice tight joints. Oh, there we go. There we go. Ratchet in his knee. And also, they made the wheels look really weird, but like for some reason, his legs don't look as weird as it did in the promotional images. They made his legs look all gangly and like kind of almost looked like that chicken leg kind of thing that the Decepticons always have in the movies, but no, he actually has some pretty good legs here. Like they actually look a lot better in person than they did in those promotional images. Also, I'm only just noticing now he has a lot of asymmetry. He has some asymmetry here in his abdomen. If you notice, there's 2 pipes on this side and then 1 pipe on that side. That's a little weird. And then, of course, the other highlight of this figure, not just his robot mode, his truck mode is also a huge highlight. Also, this guy is a lot thicker than I thought he'd be. Because, again, in those promotional images, they made him look very flat. But he's actually quite, like, chunky in the torso. Like, he's, again, a lot more substantial than I originally thought he was going to be in those promotional images. And I guess the only complaint I really have is there's no wrist swivel here on his claw hand thing, even though we've seen this claw hand thing spin around in the trailer. Also, another thing I'm also noticing is they do show it on the box, and they have mentioned about it in a lot of the promotional material. This guy has a lot of faction logos that are just all over his body. Like, if you notice on the packaging here, let me show you the packaging. On the packaging, it shows, like here on his arm, right over here, he has 2 mercenary logos, like welded onto his body. But like the mercenary logos are not like, they're not present on the figure though. And then again, here on this guy, you can see an Autobot logo up there on his arm. Over there. Like he does have the faction logos all over his body, but like, oh, and there's the Decepticon and Autobot right there as well. And there's some more Autobot and mercenary ones. Scourge. Heck yeah. And again, he comes with the same backdrop as Battle Trap does, which I used for Battle Trap's thumbnail. So I'll definitely be using that one over Battle Traps because it's the same one, but that one is bigger, so it makes it a little bit more useful. Yeah, also, but again, joints are nice and tight on Scourge. Nothing feels loose. Nothing feels like it's going to come loose. Like nice waist swivel, shoulders rotate, they move. Here, let me show it off for you guys. So he's got ball joint at the head and the base of the neck, so all kinds of range here in his head. He can look up, down, and all kinds of swiveling. The shoulders can rotate a near a full 360. It's just the shoulder pad and these pipes here kind of run into each other, but it's to the point where it's not a big issue. These can move out, this moves out. And then there's like an extra hinge joint in there. So like there's so much range in his arms to move all over the freaking place. And then like I said, untabbing feature allows for a butterfly joint. And then he does have a tight bicep swivel. Nice bend at the elbow. These fingers can open and you can shift the blade around on this little double hinge right here on his arms. Oh, shoot. That came right off the pin. Honestly, it's not really that secure in there. I think they might have even featured this to actually be removable, but you're supposed to be able to hinge this in, and then he, like, puts it away, I guess. Like this. Something like that, where he's, like, able to have it on his arm, like that. And then he does have a very nice waist swivel that's nice and tight. Hips can rotate really far. They can rotate pretty far back, I'd say. And then his hips can move outward very far. He does have a thigh swivel that does move very nice. Bend at the knee. And then finally his ankles don't really move up or down, though it really feels like they should. Feels like they should have been moving up, because this is my one issue with the figure already, is his feet are slightly pointed down. There's no way to rotate them. Oh, wait, there we go. Never mind. There it is. Found the hinge joint. That was just really snuggly in there. Never mind. Problem with the figure redacted. Issue redacted. I don't have a problem with it anymore because it moves now. Man, that was it's not like super tight. It's just has a strong connection in there. And then he's also got this like weird outward toe bend that like slides outward. And then finally he's got some ankle pivot. So really good articulation on him. Like, this guy's impressive. And then of course I've already shown you guys he does have, and you guys know he does have the gangly salad fingers. The salad fingers over here. But yeah, pretty nice figure here. And again, in those promotional images, he looked kind of plain, like he didn't really have a whole lot of paint or anything on him, but he doesn't look that plain in person. Like, he actually looks a lot more detailed in person than he does in those images. I'm genuinely surprised by that. You said earlier how you would have liked to see something else with the Nemesis to really justify the price. With that character, with what character would you want them to pair with the Nemesis with? If I had to pair something with the Nemesis, it'd probably be another made-up character of some kind. I mean, they made up the Teletran 1 thing and turned it into a robot. They could probably do something similar to that, where it's just another guy who turns into a supercomputer for the Nemesis, or it could be that, or it could be like something similar to like Triptychon, where it's like a character that turns into a gun turret or like a gun emplacement for the Nemesis, something like that, maybe. Just they could honestly just do anything, just throw something in that justifies the price. Look at a Transformers figure with an actual neck. You don't see that often. I know, there's not really a lot of Transformer characters that actually have like a full-on like neck. Like, yeah, some people have a ball joint and it allows them to move a neck around, but like you never see like a full-on neck on a figure. The only character I can really think of that actually has like a neck, if you look closely on the Age of Extinction Galvatron, not this really the Studio Series figure, it's kind of toned down, but like he has all these like pumps and pistons going into his neck, like muscle tissue, and it looks kind of weird, but he does have a neck. Also, technically, HasLab Star Saber on his little helmet thing, he does have a bit of a white neck right there. So I guess he kind of has a neck, but it's nowhere to the degree that Scourge has one. But like, there are some characters like with necks, but like, and there's some characters who have just no neck, like their head is literally embedded into their body. But like, Scourge here actually has like a full-on, like, freaking like, he looks like he could be a freaking dinosaur. He's got like that long of a neck. His neck's tall. It has this very like cool texture going on it. Like it has this like chainmail armor, like almost like a samurai armor kind of look to it, right? Am I the only one who sees that? Like it looks like a drape of like sheet metal that's over his neck. Also, he gives me Tarn vibes. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm excited for this character, because he gives me a lot of Tarn vibes, you know, because he has like the faction logo on his face. So while I'm talking about Tarn, let me bring down the bot himself, Tarn. Get him standing up at his full height to compare him with his obvious. I guarantee you, someone took inspiration from Tarn for this, for Scourge. Like, there's no doubt about who. Someone in the design area for the movie where they were designing the characters and whatnot. They were definitely someone who is a fan of the IDW comics. So here's Tarn. Here's Tarn. And then here's Scourge. Again, Scourge feels heavier. He is chunkier. Like, look how much bigger he is than Tarn. Tarn's right here. He's really flat, where this guy's, like, really chunky. And then, like, here, let me hold them so you can see them from the front. Like, you can clearly see some inspiration here from the two. And, again, this guy turns into a truck. He turns into a tank. But yeah, I also, I love, I'm not going to do it on camera right now, but I do love Scourge's truck mode. Looks like it came out of freaking Mad Max or something like that. Mad Max Fury Road. He looks like he could absolutely destroy anything that's on the road in front of him. And then Tarn obviously turns into a Cybertronian tank, which is always pretty generic for a Decepticon to turn into a militarized Cybertronian tank. That seems to be a common alternate mode. But yeah, there he is. I am happy with him. I am very much happy with him. There is Scourge. Just to recap for the live stream, I got the Cosmic Ghost Rider comic. I got the World War II Deluxe Bumblebee that I missed out on from eBay. And then I've also got Rise of the Beasts, Leader Class, TerrorCon, Scourge. And yeah, I'll definitely build his alternate mode. He has a rubber band on him. Another rubber band. Get off of there, you prick. Here's another one. Oh, man. I would have, if I didn't find those now, I would have discovered them later in the transformation, and I would have been like, why are these... I'm like, why is this not moving? And I don't realize there's a rubber band holding this piece down during transformation. Come on. Come on. Piece of shiz. There we go. Get off of there. Get off of there. There he is. Oh, geez. Well, there's one issue with the figure. Right after removing that rubber band, this pipe here is loose. It's whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. This one's just fine. This one's not very tight, but it's definitely holding its position, where this one just doesn't want to stay. Just stay. There's not like a tab. It's not like an area where it tabs in. No? Seems kind of lame. It's kind of lame. Whatever. It's a small nitpick. If I really wanted to, I could just throw the rubber band back on here. I don't think it really matters. For a Transformer, this guy moves pretty great. Yes, he does. Like, well, again, he's basically a chunky Voyager class with a leader class figure's price point. And honestly, I think it's worth it. Like, just with how cool and intense this design looks. And again, I haven't even transformed it into the vehicle mode yet. I already think this is worth the money without even transforming him yet. And it does make me excited for the movie. No matter how he's interpreted in the movie, I'm pretty sure this guy's going to be epic no matter what. Like, just look at his freaking box art. He is a absolute beast. Not in the literal sense, but he is a beast. Yeah, he is definitely a really impressive bad guy for Optimus to face against. And like I said, he has a good weight. I keep saying that, but like, he actually does have a good weight. Because like, who is the other figure? Like I said, he feels heavier than the Fallen, than the Studio Series Fallen. Like, he feels like he has mass to him. He feels like a leader class figure. He may not look like one, because he does look a little bit skinny, but like, I don't regret my purchase at all. Plus, hey, I got him before you, JJ Prime and Prince Productions, everyone who's watching this. Look who I got before you. Yes, I'm rubbing it in your faces. Freaking leader class Terrorcon Scourge from the Rise of the Beasts movie with his big, gangly spider claw hand, rubbing it in your faces. Anyway, that's enough of that. They gave Cyclonus and Metal Hawk a dedicated neck joint that was impressive. Yeah, it was impressive. They do have a neck, and again, it has the hinge joint at the bottom of the neck, so it gives them that little bit of extra, kind of like with Scourge here, it gives you that little bit of extra articulation without even moving the head yet. Like, I like that detail. It looks so good. Again, orange light piping. It looks very menacing and very impressive. It's a little weak, but I probably just need to get a stronger light because I am just using the lights in the room to look through it. But I think Cosmic Ghost Rider is a good series. At one point, Ghost Rider pisses fire. I'm not kidding. I believe it. Cosmic Ghost Rider is already a ridiculous enough storyline as it is. I have read a little bit of it before. I mean, that's why I bought the Cosmic Ghost Rider figure, because I've read it before. But the comic I did read was a little weird because he like ran into a clone of himself. Like, Cosmic Ghost Rider fought, because so Cosmic Ghost Rider is Punisher. He is Punisher, and he like fought another version of Punisher. I thought that was a little weird, but like, he fights another version of Punisher. It's just something I noticed. If I really had to complain about this figure, like if I really wanted to complain, I guess the only thing I really could say is that there's not enough, especially here on the blade, there's not enough orange and yellow paint on this guy. Like, if you look on the box, he's all glowing, bright orange, and like, he looks like he's literally like on fire from the inside out. Where this figure doesn't really look really burning or flaming to me. So like, part of me wishes there was maybe some paint that goes in bits and pieces of this guy that makes him really glow up. But honestly, it's not that big a problem. I think he looks absolutely amazing. He's mine now. He is for sure mine now. I've already made room for him to go on the shelf over there. Like, this guy is already going on the shelf. But part of me is also like, maybe he's not going to go on the shelf because I'm just going to keep playing with him. Like, I just hit the camera. There we go. Sorry, I just hit the camera. Like, he's fun. I cannot put him down. He's really fun to mess around with. He's very detailed too. I cannot emphasize that enough. How freaking detailed this figure is. Like, here, look at this. This detail right here, he has these sculpted in like rivets and everything inside the shoulder that it's so seamless that you can't even tell where the joint is in there. Like, it looks so freaking seamless. Like, I love how this guy looks. He looks amazing. And I still need to turn him into his freaking vehicle mode. And the vehicle mode already looks amazing because we've already been looking at that vehicle mode for like a year and a half now since the film began filming. So, like, I'm excited. I'm really excited. The time is drawing near that Rise of the Beast is going to come out. I'm excited. I wasn't expecting that. This is a slightly rubbery material. This chest piece here that's over the orange, it's a slightly pliable material. That's weird. Wasn't expecting that, but like I said, it's a little more pliable than the claws are, but still, really like this guy. Anyway, that is basically it for this live stream. I will transform this guy off camera. I don't really have time to do so, but I do need to get going for some stuff that's on my to-do list. I have some school I need to take care of, and it's just stuff like life stuff like that. So I do need to get going and working on some stuff. I'm glad that I got some people to join on this live stream, and yeah, that is the Ghost Rider. The character fought at one point a dude with an eyeball for a head. Yeah, I'm aware of that guy. I know who you're talking about. But yeah, that is basically it for this live stream unboxing. Thank you all for joining, especially Firewall and Optination reviews. Be sure to check out Optination, by the way. He's got some good content on there. But yes, that is basically it for this live stream unboxing. I'll definitely be working on a review for Scourge ASAP. I cannot emphasize that enough. I might even just push back. Freaking, well, I don't know. Now I'm debating, do I want to do Skyquake first or do I want to do Scourge first? Because part of me wants to do Scourge as soon as possible, but I want to have time to learn the transformation and time to like get a good feel for the figure over the next couple days, like to and the vehicle modes to really get a good, like a really good review out. So I might wait just like a day or two on this guy, but he is going to get done a lot sooner than my backlog. I have some figures back here that have not been reviewed for like a month or two, and I'm already getting this guy for like a day, and I already want to review him more than them. So I mean, it's Scourge. You can't blame me for that. But I am going to try to get the review out on him. I might try to do Skyquake first, and then I'll go to him. But I'll work it out later. Point is, Scourge will get done as soon as possible. I'll definitely be working on it. But that's basically it for this live stream unboxing. Thank you all for watching, and I appreciate everyone who watched this after it was live. I know who you are. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you guys next time. Have a good rest of your day till all are one.